Yeah. Now, one of the ways to develop that muscle, first of all, is just accept the fact that, with integrity, you can have everything in your life that you want. And say if you don't honor your word, you just won't have what you want. So one of the cool ways to really, develop that muscle, first of all, just accept it as a law. Like, this is just what works. Like, your life won't work. You won't have what you want. You won't be able to impact people in the way you want, Ryland, if you don't honor your word. One of the ways that I remind myself of that consistently, I also take a look at the negative impact of lacking integrity, but I also then take a look at the positive of having integrity, like what comes about. What having integrity, what does it make possible for you? So let's take a look at this first. What's the negative impact of lacking integrity when it comes to following your weekly plan?
With my sales numbers, it just kind of creates a negative snowball. Sometimes if you're not aware of it, like one bad action just kind of can overflow the rest of the day at some time, and now you've affected the next day or two.
There you go. And also lack of income. You could see just fear of the future because you don't trust yourself. I find fear of the future comes because we just don't trust that we're going to follow through on the plan, and we think it's no longer in our hands. Now, we don't have control, we have influence. But if you don't trust that you're going to honor your word, it would make sense you're afraid of the future. And I'm glad I'm sharing this with you because I'm reminding myself too, because I've had some insecurity the last couple of days. I'm like, wow, it must mean, now that I'm sharing this with you, it must mean that I'm giving myself the option to potentially not follow my plan, or my plan just isn't crystallized. So now take a look at the positive. Take a look at what it makes available. So by you having integrity, honoring your word, making sure you're whole and complete, and you're following your plan, what does that make available for you?
It's everything. It's the summer that I want. It's the work time and the off time. It gets my school all paid for. I'm not in school anymore. It's paying my debt off. It's me the car I need. The car note. On the car, it makes everything, and let's sit backside it out, and I still happens. I still lose sight of it sometimes, though.
Well, let go of that. So you still are reinforcing the opinion you have of yourself is that I'm inconsistent at times. Are you willing to let go of that?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure? You'd have to be willing to know that that's an opinion. So you've said it. You've had that view for so long. We have views of ourselves for so long that the opinion, it stops showing up for us as opinion. It starts to show up as a fact, and then we're stuck with it. But we're not. These are not. Listen, I'm stuck with my shoe size, Wryland. I'm not stuck with discipline or, consistency, inconsistency, anger, joy, happiness, sloppy, lazy, motivated, driven, whatever opinions we have about ourselves. We're not stuck with them, but you'd have to be willing to let go. Consider that's your way of avoiding responsibility. Listen, you want me to share something else with you? Responsibility leads to power. When I say power, I mean the power for you to have the life that you want and to hit 90K for the summer. Being responsible, when I say responsible, I mean for your thoughts, your words, your actions, all those things. Because if you truly take responsibility for how you see the world, the opinion you have about things, you take responsibility for your thoughts, you take responsibility for your actions, you take responsibility for what you say, you take responsibility for all of that, then you'll have power to see things go the way you want them to go. Once we start complaining about stuff, that's when we are irresponsible. We're avoiding responsibility. And in those moments, we don't have power. So just consider that this view you've had of yourself, which is I'm inconsistent at times, that's your way, and by the way, so okay, your view of I'm inconsistent at times, but also the lack of trust and faith you have that you're always going to follow the plan, and giving yourself the option day to day to potentially not follow the plan, consider that's your way of avoiding responsibility for truly having your life go the way you say it's going to go. Do you want me to say that again, or did that hit home?
Yes, it really did. I think that the trick for me would be to remember this, hear this, But now it's like I can almost just write that off completely. And it's because I've worked on being self-aware of that. So it's like now there's certain things I can't allow myself to say that's going to give me that control. And it's going to help me really work on this, be aware of what's making me give myself this out, give myself this opinion that I'm going into and creating it and making it back. You know what I'm saying? So what are some things I can say to be aware of the whole I'm getting? I think I just need to.
All right, well, want me to answer that? So, well, first of all, let's complete the other concept, because you were saying, like, okay, so the new opinion of yourself, you got to actually write it down and declare it. So it could be something like, I will be consistent this summer and therefore create the results I desire. And you write that down, I'm one who lives my life with integrity. And you write it down, but you got to back it up with action this week. Tony Robbins obviously always says, when you make a decision, you cut off all other possibility, but you have to back up that decision with action. And so one of the best ways to foster or nurture or strengthen a new opinion of yourself, Wryland, is to take action consistent with the new opinion immediately. So that's like today even. So what are you going to do from now to the end of the day? Say exactly what you're going to do, and then you do it. And then you have no choice, because your life matters. It means something to you. And just, again, integrity is like a law. You just have no choice. I don't have the choice to not follow the plan. And then you do that today, and then you step back. You're like, okay, cool. I was consistent today. I'm one who follows the plan. I'm one who has integrity. And that way you don't have to spend like the next 3 years of your life developing something that can be developed in like a short window of time. Okay?
Yes, I got you.
Okay? Because go on. I couldn't hear you.
This is exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay, great.